edition of the Narik Chase channel. I'm your boy Narik Chase, and in this video, we are going to be having another edition of Breaking the Baits. Now, with me, I have Madam B.
Hi.
And we're going to be continuing the conversation that we were basically talking about, but we're going to get in a little bit more in depth about Pretty Little Liars, and of course, the top 30 stupidest things we've seen in the series. But actually, partly we've got it from an article on BuzzFeed, but it's something that we've noticed as well. So we're going to relate those to lists that we have here. But this is episode 149. We're
Yes.
almost there. One more episode, we'll hit 150. And this will be season 3, or at least on website, it's season 3 of Breaking the Bait. So we are proud about that, and we thank you guys for joining us. So let me get on ahead and oh, that felt really good. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the conversation. Now I'm going to let Madam B go ahead and lead us in with the list since it is pulled up on hers, even though it is pulled up on mine now. But, fine, go ahead.
Well, Pretty Little Liars, for all its worth, it did have its good points. Not all bad. But, they just didn't kind of level out with the good and the bad. So, what we have got here is just some of the things that made no sense or stupid. It could have went without, to be honest. It's not to say that we didn't like it, because like I said, for all I know, it was a good show. But yeah, so, and yes, there are spoilers. So here we go with number 1. Okay, all that happened to them, and all that kept happening to them, they didn't move or call the cops.
That was one of the things I said. That's why I thought the parents were all freaking idiots.
Right. And even when they did, even the parent tried to mention moving, something kept them from doing it. Like something.
Yeah, mostly the girl. They're about, no, I want to be here with my friends. And they're like, okay.
So yeah, none of that that didn't make sense to me. Like plus the things you just that your windows kept open, like obviously there's someone watching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The police in Rosewood. It was like instead of trying to catch A, they was following the girls. Each one of the policemen that they showed, it had like a tail straight to the girls, and it wouldn't work on any other crime or any other thing. It would just follow the girls.
I noticed that too. But they ain't do nothing. The police were just useless. And then they were crazy too.
Well, they all had some link to Allison, basically. Some of them.
Yeah. And that was kind of dumb. Even when they found out A was behind the stuff, they still did it.
Now, some in the season, there were countless break-ins in their homes. Like Emily's home was ran through with a car. After that, after they got everything fixed, nobody in the town bothered to put in an alarm system.
I thought Hannah's house had an alarm on it.
Later on, but really, obviously, the way they had a storyline, can get into anything.
I thought they should have had like a deadbolt or something. That's more difficult to break into somebody's house with.
But yeah, nobody. They didn't have an alarm.
I don't understand that. And they're all well-to-do people, so you would think every house would have like an alarm on it.
Right.
And then you would think the characters would actually think about that, because it's like at least every season, everybody, at least all of the houses get broken in at least once
at some point, or blown up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was Jilla's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was a massive explosion.
Yeah, like it should have caught something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, on to the next one. Of course, in the season, and during all these seasons, A managed to get them set up in some expensive things, that you had to have money for.
The
Yeah,
whole series is them just slinging money like that.
right.
I never understood that. I was saying that when we was doing a review.
Hmm.
It's like, how did they get all this freaking money? And on top of that, they're young.
I mean, they're paying off hitmen. They're when they got kidnapped, they were the room that they were in was like, I'm talking about, you had cameras in the beds, cameras in the floors. You had this orb, like, well, who was at the end of season 6?
Yeah, wasn't Mona
Yeah, the
the
room was like,
the light projected imagery and all of that, and she was
yeah,
like touching it. I was
yeah, like she knew how to use that shit. Like she really did.
and I was saying that too. Remember, I was saying about Ezra. I was like, how do you get all that, the cameras and stuff?
Hmm.
Like, I understand, like, nowadays you can get stuff relatively cheap, but damn, you still, with all of that surveillance, it's gonna cost some money. But yeah, like, especially since they're young, that was my biggest thing. They're young. Where all this money coming from?
Hmm. And like Hannah's mom, they were, she was kind of like out of money, but it didn't seem like it.
You know, it didn't. It did not in the slightest.
No.
Now, at the end with Spencer's sister, when she was doing the stuff, they had a decent reason as why she had money,
Hmm.
because she said like her parents died and left her an inheritance or something like that. But I was like, so you blew all that money trying to sell, doing what you were doing, which I don't still understand why the hell she just didn't kill Spencer and take his place. It seemed like the smartest
Right.
thing to do.
It would have been better if they would have done that, which I still think they shouldn't have gone on with that season. But if she would have found Spencer when they were all separated, did something to her, whatever, because that whole storyline after they came back made no sense. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we'll probably get into that too. Um, the places where all of this took place, it was a lot at the school they were going to. And it's like all of that took place in the high school, and it seemed like they were all just passing their classes like that. But you ever see them do schoolwork?
You see them do it, but not like extensively do it. Like,
No, they'll come upon a scene where they're actually looking in their little history books, and then all of a sudden they get a text.
and then they'll leave.
Right.
And it goes back to what I was saying about the school. You don't never see them in school. Like, they always show them in that one class,
Ezra's.
whoever that with that one classroom. You don't never see them with anything else. So that didn't make no sense.
Okay, it said their schedules, their daily schedules had made no sense. They had time to meet for coffee at the grill, hang out in the bathroom, attend one class, and do all that, all the while doing the little fake volunteering at Radley, and also go to Philly and other places. It seemed like all that happened in one day. I would be looking at it, and they'd be at the, like, they'd be sitting down. Sorry about that. They'd be sitting down, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, the closest place is this and that. It's in Philly. And it's like,
And they'll just leave.
right,
And then
I'll
like
drive.
the parents don't check up on
Right.
the school don't, and they'll leave like in the middle of school sometimes. You be like, so the teachers aren't. I mean, of course the teachers aren't, because there's only one teacher there.
Right. It's like their only teacher was there.
Yeah, like I don't understand that either.
Okay, and I really didn't understand the thing about Radley, because a lot took place in Radley than I just, it really didn't make no sense.
Telling me that, and then like I had said, they tried to make it seem like they were super hackers and stuff,
Right.
and they were like doing all this secret agent espionage stuff when it's like there was really no security there,
Right.
really none. They snuck in through the back
I'm talking
door,
about Mona had a whole nurse's outfit
and it,
and the badge to get in and out.
and the thing about it is like she spent some time there. Nobody recognized her.
Right.
Spencer spent time there. Nobody recognized her.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The whole rally thing was stupid. They should have just put that. Should have set up Arkham Asylum though.
Right. And then I did say to myself, the main places where they hung out at the most, what was that? What was it before Ezra took over?
The coffee shop.
That coffee shop. Then all of a sudden, Ezra's buying it and turning it into
a coffee shop.
But yeah.
But sells food.
So it's like okay. You had some of the storylines take place in the coffee shop, and then the other half take place in Ezra's coffee shop. Just like some of the things took place at Radley, all of a sudden they come back Radley and got turned into a hotel. So
just like with the whole school thing, it's like they went to school there, and the only way to bring it back to the school was some of the girls taught at the school.
Yes.
So
yes. Like wow.
Yeah, it's repetitive.
All right, you want to take this one?
Oh, this pissed me off.
I knew.
Oh, Tom also. I hated Arya, and Ezra. I hated it. It was stupid.
Okay.
It didn't make any sense. Look, I understand that they have these teacher-student relationships. My problem with it was, which another reason I don't think young teachers should be teaching older students. Stupid. But like, and the thing about it is, he knew it was bad. He knew that he could potentially lose everything over this
like
girl.
Risking his career and everything for a 15-year-old.
And the thing about it is, she didn't care. She did not get. You think about it. Not once in the series, she said, "You know what? I could ruin your life." Even though, and I hated that. And not only that, none of the girls actually sat there and even did any kind of pushback. I mean, yes, they got the moment where they were like, "Are you serious?" But it's like, bitch, are you crazy? You can get this man locked up for life for doing some stuff like that. What is wrong with you?
No, but they'll meet down for coffee before school, and so how are things with you and Ezra? Like, they call him Ezra, and then to say sometimes they call him Mr. Fitz, and then he's like, no, call me Ezra.
And even, like, it's even, like, obvious something was going on because he'd be like, in front of the students, Arya, could you stay out the class?
Right. Right.
Like, really? And why are all of these people never dimed on them? That's the thing. That's the thing I don't understand. Nobody dimed. Stupid.
Okay, and this is why I say it should have happened in college, when they were in college, because before Arya, Ezra kind of dated Allison. They just threw this storyline up in there. So that means that Ezra was out of school, of course, I think, but Allison was 14 when they did all that.
Ezra had to been had to been on teacher level already, because Ezra's like what, 20 something, 24, 25. He's not young. He's not like young, because they ain't gonna let they ain't gonna let no 20-year-old guy go teach no high school.
So, yeah, the timeline with that, no. I was surprised. I'm like, oh my goodness, I think they gonna do that. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna do that.
And that's another reason why Ezra's character should just follow himself right into the deepest pits of hell.
He should have been in jail at this point.
Yeah.
And here we go. It's like that's it. He was at the what? Nope. Well, at some point, some of what was happening, it led back to Ezra. Ezra was doing all this to these girls for a book.
What was he doing? Stalking?
Yeah,
I mean, I know about the cameras and shit. But.
Yeah, but he was stalking them. Like, some of that stuff that happened to them, he did.
He never got called out on any of his stuff. I don't care about the stalking. He should have been damn jail. Die. Gosh.
But yeah, and all of that, Arya forgave him. Like, I know I think she said this too. I know the reason why you did what you did was for your book. I'm like,
a book?
What? Yeah, a book.
I thought it was something like in the book that's incriminating, but literally for his book.
Yeah, to write a book. He was messing when he was like messing around with Allison. She would tell him about her friends and stuff like that, and then he was like, "Wow, this girl is interesting."
Are you serious? I'm glad that's the part of the season I missed.
um. Okay. They had. I say they had their fair share of school dances, and it said like some were crazy and expensive.
You know what? I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Those things were extravagant. Like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars were put into
When
that.
Alice did they have that at the school when Allison came back and she was with her crew? She was like dressed in a damn
Yeah.
like diamond ball gown. Like what the hell? And they
Hmm.
was like yeah, their school dances. I'm, let me get back. Yeah, their school dances. I'm talking about they got dressed up in like the latest fashion. I'm talking about they had the boys had on Armani, the girls had on
My boy
uh
Toby looked clean though.
all that all that stuff and their dresses. Like, gosh, the dress
I,
Allison had on must have.
no, they were talking about like the gym and stuff. How it was set up.
Yeah.
They like, but yeah, you're right. They're like thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Who in
And,
the hell
and
designed that?
something always happens.
Remember when they had that one episode where uh they were supposed to meet Allison somewhere, and she went to go meet her brother, and they went into that they went to the school dance where they weren't supposed to go. And remember they going through those little tunnels or wherever it was, but
Mm-hmm.
it was they bit and they all converged on each other at the same time because that black dude was there.
Okay.
Like that, I was like, what the hell was that? Like, how much money did they put? It looked like a haunted house slash movie set. I was like, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that one. Whoever wrote this, you're right about that one.
Mm-hmm. All right. During one storyline about Caleb and Hannah, and I literally said, "What the hell?" They had somehow, like I said, the supernatural stuff. It didn't make any sense in this series.
Wait, so when Caleb walked off the show, that's when it did Ravenswood?
Yeah, they. I guess they were trying to build from that because when they were in Ravenswood, trying to find Allison, uh, Caleb discovered something,
They
and
don't say what.
then he discovered this girl.
That's the
Uh,
girl they met in that.
yeah, Miranda. And then he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna stay here and help Miranda find her family." Like totally right back. Hannah was like, "Okay, you help her find her family.
I thought that was dumb.
Yeah, God give you my blessing." Caleb said when Hannah left, he never saw Miranda again, but he stayed up in Ravenswood, to find out about himself because he found something, but would not say what. What the hell?
I know what he found. He found that pink slip. He was like,
And
let me go back to
then,
Rosewood.
and then he came back to Rosewood, but he would not. She was like, "Tell me what happened down there." He would not tell her. I'm like, "Oh my God, you are an idiot." I'm like, "What the heck?"
He couldn't. Whoever wrote it couldn't say. Really couldn't say anything. He got what you call it when they and by law you can't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, looking
Didn't
like
want them to know.
looking like a broke ass Bruce Lee with that beanie on.
But yeah, I had not watched. I didn't watch Ravenswood. It didn't. It wasn't for me. Okay. Now there were some things that led them to believe that maybe Allison was still alive.
Hmm.
Um. So she was like, "Oh no, that's Allison." And they were like, "No." Turned out to be a black dude in a blonde wig. So
What?
no, I'm just giving an example,
Oh,
but it
oh,
wasn't Allison. Now, after all that time, when she did come back, I'm like, I really wasn't surprised. It didn't surprise me. And the explanation she gave was,
she was kidnapped.
it's just like someone's trying to kill me, or she was like, nope. Did she say that? She said something about A.
I know she was scared of Ezra.
She was scared of whoever was trying to kill her, mafia hitman. But yeah,
Was she scared of him? Because I remember that one episode they met her. They finally met her again, and then she like ran away when Ezra popped up, and he was like,
is that Allison?
he had that look. He said, "Nah." He said,
Okay. Okay.
"Ah."
Yeah. Anyway, when she came back, it wasn't what she offered was not a good explanation, but you know they went along with it.
Wait, but
Okay.
didn't this jackass say that she was kidnapped too?
Yeah, she said she was kidnapped. She knows she told the police she was kidnapped, held for ransom. Bam, she finally escaped. That's what she told the police.
So all that her going back to the place
Yeah,
was just a lie.
yeah, she was lying to them too.
Oh
So
Jesus Christ!
yeah, so Allison was very complicated.
No, she a liar.
Anyway, in the beginning, a year later, they found a body, and automatically they said it was Allison.
They didn't do any DNA. They didn't do that thing where your mom and dad come look at the body.
Right. And
Wow.
then
Didn't never notice that.
in the what, sixth season, maybe fifth, sixth season, it turned out to be another character that came on later on in the episode, Bethany Young. We didn't even see her because she was dead.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't they have an open casket funeral?
Um, that's what I'm saying. Was it closed?
I would assume it was open.
It was a year later. So the body had.
Oh, it was. Wasn't it like bones? I don't know.
See, that's how they got your head messed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jackasses, but they clever. They got out on that one.
All right. I was gonna tell you to do this one, but I don't think you know much about it. So later on in the season,
I said that too. That don't make any damn
Melissa
sense.
wrote Spencer a letter and told her what she did because when they found.
I thought she recorded it.
Did she record it or was it? She did record it. Thank you. See, I mess up too. I have my faults. Anyway, anyway, she recorded it and told Spencer what she did, why she did what she did. She killed Bethany. I'm like, why? Because she thought Spencer did it. So, all of that, you saw Spencer as the sister who was trying to. I mean, you saw Melissa, a sister who hated Spencer. Like, really. It's like she hated her sister.
What I don't understand is I don't understand it either. They got a point. Why the hell would you just randomly roll a ball in a hole and that's it?
Right.
I can understand you did it.
And you didn't ask your sister, like.
Yeah, you
what?
Never said anything
right.
about it.
Until
I can understand.
Years later.
Yeah, like that don't make any sense either.
So, that storyline, no, because
that could have been something they both shared.
Yeah, because all that time Spencer thought, yeah, I had something to do with it. I had a shovel. Yeah, she did, but
why did she do it?
And it seemed like they had about 2 or 3 different endings of the night Allison disappeared.
I thought N choked her.
Mm-mm. I'm telling you, that night was long for Allison. Like, seriously, she met with N. She talked with Spencer. She talked with.
So why in the hell about the show? I still don't understand. So why did Spencer do that? I seen the episode. I still don't understand.
Yeah, Spencer. She was.
She just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna hit somebody here with a shovel."
No, she was off her. She was on pills, and Allison knew. So she was like,
"Oh, I'm a dime on you."
Yeah.
That's stupid.
She was like, "No, you're not," like that. So, all right. Whew. Do you remember this part?
Yeah, that's when I said Spencer's mom was banging.
Okay, never mind. I thought you was gonna explain it.
Well, one episode we actually see the 4 moms of the 4 teens get locked in the basement. Episode ends. They never explain how they got out the basement. Now I don't understand why the hell four women can't push open a damn door, but
that was
that must have been a hard, thick ass door.
that hole was I don't know what they expected to go with that because and then when they met years later, what did they talk about?
Didn't they bring it up, but they dropped it as soon
Yeah.
as it. Yeah.
Do you remember we got like in that basement? Gosh,
And
I
it's
thought we'd
like,
never get out of there.
how did they meet up years later when they all still stayed there? Like, I don't understand that.
Oh. All right. Yo, that's your girl.
I like Mona, but I thought this didn't make any sense too. Mona was in a crazy place. She did some dark stuff. And then she got accepted back to school. I thought that too. I was like, why in the hell she's still in school now? She should be like forever suspended.
Mona killed people.
It ain't like she had a brace or anything. What you call it? She should have had that thing where you're stuck at the house and you can't leave the house.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your alarm will go off.
She was basically crazy, which is why, you know what? They probably wouldn't have sent her to prison. Because all of them deserve to be in prison.
Mona shouldn't have got out at all. Now I can understand that she escaped and then she was kind of like that would have been an interesting storyline of her kind of lurking in the shadows and stuff. Fine.
Okay, see that's another thing about Rosewood. Everybody say that when you talk about Rosewood, it's a small town, but all of that shit that was going on and nobody knew. So how they ain't gonna add another part on Rosewood where Mona gonna lurk in the shadows out in the cabin?
People already were doing it.
Yeah.
You got this woman in a red hoodie, and then the car passed by, and then she gone. Like this freaking underworld.
Okay, you did say that you was kind of glad that her character died. They didn't do anything with her character. All of a sudden, she was with this dude, and she turned out to be her and Emily started going out. Then she left. Then she came back. Then they killed her. Why?
I don't even know. Didn't they shoot her?
Something happened.
She's on them drugs.
It was like when she was down there, she got to know everybody like right off and became best friends with them. Because when she disappeared, it turned out she was at the dude Noah Khan.
No.
Yeah, you know, they brought him back later on in the season. I guess they needed something to do with him because his storyline.
Well, he was the doctor, right?
No, he was the kid they went to school with.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was the guy that Jenna was messing with.
Yeah.
Wasn't Hannah with him first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it turned out that she was at his cabin hiding out or whatever. Like, so you were down there, you got to know everybody enough for you to stay in their cabin and something happened to you and you got shot.
Drug deal gone bad.
So.
And I didn't like Maya's character. I didn't.
Okay, they said the girls were in high school. They went to jail and was being tried.
But they're
as
not adults. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either. And did they go to jail? 'Cause I know they didn't go to prison.
Jail.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of think that
I think it was stupid too.
out of all of them, Allison's maybe she got the worst out of all of them because she stayed in there a good minute.
Good. Because she was a stupid character that kept messing with people. Even though in season 7 she had a complete turnaround.
All right. There are some storylines that they don't go all the way through. Like the Eddie Lamb character.
Who the hell is this?
He was in Radley when Spencer was in there, and he was in Radley when Mona was in there. It kept coming back to his character, so it should mean that they're gonna connect it to something, but they didn't. They just left off of with Eddie Lamb. They just cut him off.
Well, Eddie Lamb, screw you.
So,
Next.
all right. Did you get to this part, or do you know a little bit about this part?
No, I didn't know about that.
Okay.
So Charlotte, a
Uh,
girl or a boy?
it turned out that Charlotte, also known as CC Drake, uh, was born a boy.
Oh, so okay.
So, yeah, and her, they could have just put that boy out because
There was nothing. There was no point
she,
for that.
all the people who were with Charlotte, aka CC Drake, aka Charles, which was her birth name. So she was arrested for Detective Wilden. He was the cop that were
That was being a dick to everybody.
the yeah Hannah's mom, all of that. Um, but when they arrested her for being they didn't know who that was.
Wait, they didn't in the show. Well, in the show, they rang her up as CC Drake.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, the character doesn't exist, and that never became an issue.
Right.
Okay, I'm done.
Also, I still think that I don't know
She buried
about
her mom alive.
yeah this story, this little piece of story. I I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Also.
It goes back to what I was saying about how they were talking about A was trying to get revenge on Allison,
Hmm.
but kept doing stuff to her, but didn't kill her. But you
Right.
showing all this
Right.
animosity
And
to her
you're basically killed her mom.
and killing everybody, messing with people and doing all this bad stuff around this character, about this character, for this character, but not to the character.
Right. So Cece killed with Charlotte, killed Jessica. But when they showed flashbacks, Jessica loved her. Jessica went and visited her. So you're gonna kill your mom and she did all that for you? Yeah, I guess she would pay for your surgery. So yeah. Um.
I didn't see this.
Yeah. When
Jason and Cece dated, even though that they're brother and sister.
when they met, CC, he met.
Cece knew him, but he didn't know
Yeah,
her.
right. And so they started kind of seeing each other. But
She's a whore.
even though after he found out, it was like it didn't make him feel all messed up inside that he actually dated his sister. It didn't make him like throw up a little or nothing like that. I don't think they brought it up again though.
I didn't believe this either.
The singing bird.
Yeah, I was singing the phone number.
Yeah.
That was dumb. What jackass came up with that?
Yeah. What led to the story about the singing bird? Because it ended a couple of episodes with it.
I know they were going there, they were looking for something, but then that bird started singing the ringtone of Allison's,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew. I was like, that's dumb.
Yeah, I would be like, what? What? Like, shut up! Like,
Shoot it! I'm trying to shoot it!
okay. When I saw this, I'm like, I did see kind of a spoiler before it even got to this point. I'm like,
But the thing about it is, go ahead, I'm sorry.
yeah, I saw a spoiler before I got to this point. So I'm like, but when they didn't show it and when it was getting toward the end, that's why I say all of that happened too quickly. It shouldn't have been in there. I thought that when Jessica, of course, died, all of a sudden Mary Drake,
Who was Jessica?
Jessica De Laurentiis,
The mom.
Allison's mom.
Okay.
Yes, all of a sudden her twin sister, Mary Drake, showed up. So I'm like, okay, so maybe that's the twin that I accidentally read about. So I'm keep on watching, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, hell no. I'm like, so Spencer got a twin.
The problem with that
She's
storyline,
related to Allison.
But the problem with that whole thing is there's nothing in the series that supports it till the seventh season.
Right. Uh,
I mean, I guess you could say the
Mary Mary Drake had twins supposedly that night. Okay, first they showing her having one baby, and they end it right there. Then all of a sudden they add another scene to it, and she's having another one.
I don't know why the hell the baby was taken away.
I want to know why they didn't try to get somebody that looked like Spencer, because Cece and Spencer. See, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. And all of a sudden, her Spencer's mom, Veronica or whatever, is gonna be like, yeah, Spencer acted more like her, of course, because she was raised by Veronica, but she didn't show any tendencies like Allison and Cece. You
My
would have think it would have.
my thing is, for one, I don't understand. Like the show, it was a twist. I didn't see it, but my thing is, from what I've seen in the show, there ain't no build up for that. Her had no twin. It ain't like she said, well, you had a twin and she died, or she came across a certificate or something saying that she had a twin. The twin just came up out of fucking nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the mom, the twin mom, she didn't really mention about no twin until the seventh season jumped off.
Right.
So it's like there was literally no reason for a twin. It's an interesting twist, and if it had better motivation, I could have run with it. But it was stupid.
All right. So, as far as when I
Called it.
okay, go ahead since you
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. Like you said, there were numerous A's. She even had people dressing up as A. Like I said, they had a lot of money, so to pay people to just stand out there in the cold wearing an Allison mask or wearing a white hoodie. So
Those masks was weird. I said,
yeah,
"Those some damn good masks."
yeah. And then it got even more like into the mask detail in the seventh season. They were wearing them like as skin. Like dang.
Whoever, they definitely got inspiration from Mission Impossible. Because on Mission Impossible, the movies,
Mm-hmm.
that's those masks. They're like that. They look just like it, muscular structure and everything, till they take it off.
Yeah, but so it all turned out at the end. It was the Miss Spencer's twin, Alex. So she was mad at Spencer and Mary Drake,
For no reason.
but she was torturing all the other ones.
But I don't understand why she was mad at them. They didn't do anything to her. I could understand if you were mad at the moms.
Yeah, but Spencer didn't know.
Did Mary Drake know?
Mary Drake knew she had a twin. Like I said, it's mixed.
No, Mary Drake is the mother's twin.
Yeah.
Why she just didn't kick her ass? Why Spencer? Like, that's stupid.
Okay, this is another thing. I did not catch this, but so I'm sorry, my eyes keep going back to this picture. Look, you see it?
What?
This picture. My eyes keep going back to this picture.
Ah.
So you're friends and you hang around with each other a lot, so you get to know each other's.
Nobody noticed that about the horse.
Yeah, you get to know each other's stuff about each other. How come nobody didn't know that when Alex dressed up as Spencer, they didn't know it was her, but the freaking horse knew? I know horses got a unique sense of smell,
Yeah.
but come on now.
I don't know, but because there are a lot of moments in the series where Spencer would space out, or she'd be like, they all had moments like that,
Yeah, like okay, you're guilty about something,
or they'd be like,
or take their time answering and be like, or try to
I could actually,
divert the conversation another way. What are you talking about something else?
I could kind of understand that one.
Okay, so it said Melissa Wren walked around Rosewood guilty as heck for 7 seasons and barely ended up being involved.
What was Ren guilty of?
Oh God. He had something to do with some of the stuff that was going on at Radley.
Okay, he was a doctor.
Yeah.
Which they kept. He was like the only freaking doctor they kept
that
pushing
they
out there.
seen, and then when it got to another doctor, that was the only doctor they seen. Melissa killed. She was doing all of this other stuff. Somehow she ended up finding out where Allison was. She ended up going to the mask shop where they was making all the Allison masks. She ended up being in a lot of places, and at the end,
Nothing happened.
nothing. She was not involved in any way. Like, and she ended up being a part of when Allison came back to school. She ended up being a part of what Lucas and Mona was in, that whatever their little group, Take Allison Down group. She ended up being a part of that. So
Why?
she never did like Allison.
What is this grown ass girl? What the hell?
Yeah. Um. It says Ren knew about Alex and was just excited to possibly date someone that looked like Spencer.
Spencer ain't all that. It's like what's so?
So
And that's one thing I hate about the series. Like every dude or every character they kept introducing always took a special interest in one of those four girls,
always seemed to fall in love.
or have some weird interest in them. Like why?
Right, like I didn't like the part because at a young age it made Spencer, like you said, seem like a slut when she
Was a slut, and these grown ass dudes sitting here trying to sleep with her.
kissing her Melissa's boyfriend, like what two of them, and it didn't make sense. It's like, okay, this is what you're going out to the younger generation, that it's okay to do that. I probably beat myself up, like so. Um, this part, I didn't get it until I read this. Um, Alex at the end killed Ren,
I remember that.
and so when she locked Spencer up in that thing with that high tech thing, she said she killed him and turned his ashes into a diamond necklace. She said, I turned him into an eternity stone. Like, wow, like just like the game she sent them. I'm talking about technology out of this freaking world. I mean, I know they can do that, but they shouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah, and it kind of made me like look at it like something wrong with you. I'm done, man. I'm done with this series. I'm glad we're done with it. Oh snaps!
Oh, that isn't. Well, that was kind of a.
That was a lot of crap.
Yeah.
And that ain't even all of it.
I know, right?
That ain't even all
Like I
of it.
said, it is all the things that we mentioned and talked about. I'm sure a lot of you have caught it and predicted it and kept on predicting it. So, like I said, it's a kind of nice season, but a little frustrating. No, it was frustrating.
It's a lot frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so pissed off watching this stupid ass series. Jesus. I wish I had something like gosh.
Okay.
It's so frustrating. But anyways, guys in the comment section below, let us know your thoughts about this. In fact, tell us some of the many things that you've seen in this series that make no sense whatsoever. And also, did you agree with any of our points? Because we made a lot of them, I felt like.
Yeah.
And the person that wrote this article made a lot of them too.
Yeah. And there's still more to come.
Yeah, and be sure to click the link below and check out that article on BuzzFeed as well, because it's pretty cool. But anyways, be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what the hell we got popping on this channel. And we'll definitely catch you guys in the next video.